Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is now 6:17 on this Monday morning. I almost forgot what day of the week it is. Unfortunately, I do not have good news for you out there. We have excessive heat warnings across the entire area this morning, and they run, and again, we have several weather service offices that cover us, but we've got Wichita and Springfield both putting these out until 10 o'clock Thursday. Tulsa still at this point kind of going on a day-by-day basis. We've got the excessive heat warning Northeast Oklahoma that runs until 8 o'clock tonight, and then we'll go back into effect tomorrow and run until 8 o'clock tomorrow evening. But again, with this dangerous heat this week, this will very likely be extended as we continue. So we want to remind folks, first off, the number one safety tip for this dangerous heat this week, if you don't have to be outside, don't. A lot of kids going back to school. We've got our own Amber Jenkins out there at Soaring Heights in Joplin. Majority of the 4-state students will be back in school today. School administrators, you've got to be absolutely certain about things today and through this week in terms of recess. These kids, they're going to run, they're going to play, they're going to jump. They haven't seen their friends all year. They're back in school. They want to have fun, but it is going to be too dangerous to let children outside for recess this week. And I know that sucks. I know that that's a great way for them to release some energy, have some fun, but it's just too dangerous. I mean, we're talking heat index values as high as 120 degrees across the area through the majority of this week, potentially a little higher. Our friends up north over the weekend, Lawrence, Kansas City area, saw heat index values in excess of 130. So students have got to stay indoors this week. It is going to be too dangerous. Those of you that do have to be outdoors, you got to stay hydrated, take those frequent breaks, limit strenuous outdoor activities, wear the lightweight, light-colored clothing, make sure you're checking on the elderly and the pets. So we're still at this range. Heat exhaustion likely, heat stroke possible, but we're not far off from the heat stroke highly likely. And again, with those susceptible populations, it makes it highly likely even though we're not officially there. We also have, especially across southeast Kansas, patchy dense fog into northeast Oklahoma and again southeast Kansas, and it's kind of spread all out. So you're going to run into a stretch where maybe things are pretty clear, and then all of a sudden you hit that patchy fog. So make sure you're giving yourself time to get where you're going this morning. Kids getting on the bus, we're looking at about 72 at 7 a.m. with a calm breeze, and by the time they get home, we're talking right around 98, close to 100, and heat index values by this afternoon around 3, anywhere from 110 potentially to 115. We're sitting at 76 in Joplin, and here's why. Our temperatures this week are not dissimilar from a couple of weeks ago when we had to deal with excessive heat. What is different is dew point and humidity levels are both very high, and they're going to remain that way through the week, and that's why our heat index values are going to be so much higher as we go through this week. And we're a little cooler at Parsons, see, 69. We got 68 in Neodesha, 73 in Chanute. Then we go 78 Fort Scott, 75 Nevada, Carthage, Miami, and 74 in Neosho. We get our morning started. We got the partly cloudy to mostly clear skies. Temperatures upper 80s by late morning. Highs today upper 90s, lower 100s under mostly clear skies. So there's really no break from this heat. And as we head into this evening, same thing. We are hot through the evening hours and no relief overnight as we go back into the upper 70s and lower 80s. However, we do have relief on the way. There's a light at the end of this tunnel. So we have the alert days through Thursday, possible alert day for us on Fridays. We get close to 100, and these heat index values up to 120 will be possible nearly every day this week. But there's the light at the end of the tunnel. By this weekend, there are isolated storm chances, but most importantly at this point is our temperatures fall back into the upper 80s and lower 90s, and as we head into the next work week, they stay there for a little while, staying back again upper 80s and lower 90s. So if we can get through this week, there is relief on the way, but from here to there, it's going to be absolutely miserable and very dangerous with this heat. Let's check your forecast.